Hello, this is Ananya and this is the last session in the Loops in Python series. Today we'll be studying about loop control statements now that we've studied about all the types of loops. So let's see what we have in store. So today we'll be learning about loop control statements. We finished learning about all the types of loops, that is for and while loop, and we also looked at nested loops. So now we'll learn how to control them. Now what does controlling them mean? It is basically about if we face some certain condition, we don't want it to get executed, but it is inside the loop, so we just break out of it, we come outside. So this is our first control statement, that is break. Okay, the keyword is break. Let's understand it. The syntax is simply saying break, okay, nothing else. A simple explanation of it would be, if you have a for loop and some condition and you have some code inside it, like very normal, and now if there is some condition and you don't want that to get executed, like if it is true, if some condition becomes true inside the for loop, you don't want it to get executed and you simply want to stop the loop. You don't want any other function or any action to get executed after that. You say break. What it does, it simply comes out of the for loop. Your code stops executing and that's it. Now let's look at an example using the break control statement. It says, our question says print the given string, and if any digit is encountered in the string, then stop executing it. Okay, for example, my name is 123. That is not possible. So if we encounter this one, as soon as one is encountered, it will come outside the loop and the output will only be my name is. Okay, now let's see how this works. Let's create a new file and name it control.py. Okay, let's take a string input, or let's say string 1 is equal to input enter any string. Now we'll say for I in str of 1. Now we'll put the condition, that is if I is a digit, then stop executing it. So if we have previously seen this, if you have seen my last videos, if I dot is digit, that is if I is a digit, then I don't want you to execute anymore, please stop executing and break. So we'll say break. Otherwise, if it is not a digit and any other letter or character, please keep executing inside the for loop. So we'll say else print I. Okay, we'll say print I, and we'll give the separator as just end and give a separator here, because we do want each letter being printed on a new line. Okay, let's save this. That's as simple as that to understand the basic operation of the break keyword. Enter any string. Our string was my name is 123. See, you have my name is. As soon as it encountered 1, it broke outside the loop and stopped executing. So this is all about the break keyword. Let's move ahead now. Now we shall study about the continue statement. Sorry, the continue keyword. It is exactly opposite of the break keyword. What we were doing is, if some condition became true, we were breaking. But what we are doing here is, we don't want to break, we want to skip that iteration and go ahead with the next one. So what continue says it, if some condition becomes true, fine, don't execute it, just skip it and go ahead with the next iteration. Okay, and the syntax is same as break. You just have to write the symbol continue, that's it. Let's look at our question on continue. Now in any string that is given by the user, if there is a vowel in the word, okay, if there is a vowel in the string, then skip it. For example, in the word encyclopedia, I wanted to skip all the vowels present, so I don't want them to print it. So our output will be this word. Let's try it out. You see, it's very simple. All you need to do is just understand whatever it's basically totally on your logic. Whatever you want to execute, however, you give your continue and your break statements accordingly. What we say is, let's just take it hard coded as string 1 is equal to encyclopedia. Okay, now we give for I in string 1. Now we have to give an if statement saying if I is equal to A, or we keep doing this for every vowel that is present. If I is equal to A, or I is equal to E, A, E, I, O, A, E, I, O and U. Then what we want to do is continue. That is, please skip this because I do not want vowels in my string. Skip it and go ahead. Else we say print it. Print I and give the separator because we want it on the same line. Okay, let's run this. See, you get the output that excludes all the vowels in the word encyclopedia. This is how continue works. So we learned about break and continue also. Let's look at the last control keyword. So this is about the control word pass. Okay, syntax is the same, just the pass word. Now what it does is, I think we had taken an example on what during the while or for loop. We had taken an example that included the pass word. Okay, you all will find it in some of my previous videos. It's there in some of the for and while loop lectures. Go and check it out if you all want an extra example. So what it says is, similarly, if there is some condition which becomes true, then I will say pass. Why will I say pass? Because I don't want it to do anything. Okay, I don't want it to skip, I don't want it to break, I don't want it to continue, nothing. So pass is equal to basically doing nothing. Okay, it simply continues with the iteration on and on. Whatever is there inside the code here, only that gets executed, and if this if condition becomes true, it simply goes back to the for loop iteration. Okay, pass is basically doing nothing. Let's look at an example, you all will understand then. Okay, our question was, I forgot to show the question. What I want to do is, in a certain range, I want to print all the numbers that is a multiple of 5 and divisible by 7, both by 5 and 7. Okay, let me take a previous range, like let's just keep it hard coded, 1500 to 2500. So it should give us these numbers, for example 1505 and all this. Okay, 1540 and so on. Let's try this out. We shall use a list this time, or because it becomes more easier. If you all don't know what is a list, the list is basically storing any maybe numbers or characters or words, anything. You can store different data types inside a list, and it basically acts sort of an array. Okay, now I'll be teaching you all about lists, tuples and dictionaries later on, as and when we finish with strings and functions in upcoming lectures. We'll study that then. For now, let's just take a simple example and not get too confused with what list exactly is. Now let me give an empty list so that I can store my numbers into it later on. I shall keep it empty in the beginning. So list, I have declared the list, and now what I shall say is for I in range, we had 1500 up to 2500, right? So I shall give 1501 because I don't want to include 1500 because it says between the range, and I shall end it with 2501. Okay, now I'll give an if condition. If I mod 7, that is if the remainder is equal to 0, right? Only then is it considered to be totally divisible. If I mod 7 is equal to 0 and I mod 5 is equal to 0, then I wanted to go inside the list. Okay, or else if you all are getting confused with list, let me just remove it. I'll simply say print. Okay, no need of a list, no problem. Let me say print I. Okay, I'll say print I and I'll give the separator. Now else, that is if it is not divisible by both 7 and 5, I don't want you to print it. Okay, just don't do anything with it and move ahead. So what I shall say is pass. Don't print it, don't skip it, don't do anything, just go ahead with the next one. Okay, now let's run this. See, it gives us all these numbers, 1505, 1540 and so on. You all can check it out. Check, maybe just pick up any number and see if it is both divisible by both 5 and 7, so that you're sure that your answer is correct. Okay, so this is how we use pass. So we understood about using all the loop control statements. That is, we saw break, we saw continue, and also pass. I hope you all understood. It's really simple. In case you all are getting confused or you all think it's very difficult for you right now, maybe if you're new to programming, no issues, no problem. Please keep finding more questions, try solving them by yourself, try hand running. It is a great way to try and understand where are your issues, or maybe just for logic building. Just take a pen and paper and get started. Okay, we have finished with the entire session on loops. We have covered all these topics, solved quite a few examples. I'll see you all next time with maybe strings or functions. I'm not yet sure. Alright, Bye bye. Hope you all understood. See you soon.